Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a frankly shocking contradiction in the world of personal finance. Get this, nearly a third of all six-figure earners in the US are currently living paycheck to paycheck. Just think about the smartest person you know. Maybe they have multiple advanced degrees, a super prestigious title, the corner office. You'd absolutely think they have it all figured out, right? But behind closed doors, a lot of them are literally drowning in financial stress.
So, why do smart people stay broke? Let's just drop the cognitive dissonance bomb right here at the start. Why is it that some of the absolute smartest people, we're talking individuals who can effortlessly solve complex engineering problems or manage multi-million-dollar corporate projects, personally struggle with their money, while people of, let's say, average intelligence quietly build these huge generational fortunes? Well, here's the secret hook of this whole explainer. It's the battle between high IQ and high net worth. The reality? Wealth has almost nothing to do with your raw processing power and absolutely everything to do with behavioral psychology. It's really not about the hardware of your brain, it's entirely about the software running your daily habits.
Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the intelligence illusion.
This is where we need to dismantle the absolute biggest lie we are taught about money, right from the time we're kids in school. The idea that intelligence equals wealth. We're totally conditioned to believe that getting straight A's, going to a top-tier university, and landing a high-paying professional job is this guaranteed, undeniable roadmap to financial freedom. But, look around. We constantly see highly educated professionals, lawyers, doctors, top executives, living paycheck to paycheck. They pull in incredible salaries, sure, but their bank accounts? Completely empty. It vividly proves that intelligence alone doesn't magically create wealth.
Everything changes when you finally understand this one concept. Financial knowledge is what you know, but financial behavior is how you act. You can read literally every textbook out there on the stock market, you can mathematically understand the most complex tax loopholes in existence, but hey, if you panic and sell the second the market drops, or if you just can't resist buying a luxury car you can't actually afford, all that knowledge is completely useless. Your financial behavior and your daily habits matter infinitely more than your textbook financial knowledge.
Which brings us to Section 2, Wired to Spend.
If you ever find yourself struggling to hold on to your cash, you need to know this right now. You aren't stupid. Not at all. Your brain is actually just biologically wired against you through the trap of instant gratification. See, when you buy something right now, your brain releases a massive hit of dopamine. It feels incredible, right? You feel successful. And modern society, hyper-targeted ads, those endless social media feeds, they are all brilliantly engineered to prey on this exact biological urge. They literally weaponize your brain's craving for dopamine right against your wallet.
Let's walk through this incredibly dangerous psychological cycle. Step 1 is social comparison. You see a colleague's new watch or a neighbor's unbelievable vacation online, and you just naturally compare your life to theirs. That leads to Step 2. Emotional spending. You might feel a bit inadequate or stressed by that comparison, so you buy something you don't even need just to soothe that emotion and get that quick dopamine hit. And then Step 3. Lifestyle inflation. You finally get that big promotion at work, but instead of saving the extra cash, you immediately upgrade your apartment, your car, your whole wardrobe. Your expenses inflate exactly to match your new income, and boom, you're trapped.
But here's what almost nobody notices. Section 3, Flashy vs. Quiet Wealth.
We are completely blinded by what society tells us wealth is supposed to look like, completely missing the reality of the millionaire next door. Here's the stark reality. Assets are things that pay you. Liabilities are things you pay for. Flashy, highly visible wealth, the roaring sports car, the designer clothes, the massive mansion, is often just luxury debt. It's a massive liability. True wealth is quiet. True wealth is the ownership of assets like index funds, real estate, or private businesses that actually generate income for you while you sleep. The person driving that beat-up 10-year-old sedan might actually be the millionaire, while the guy in the Ferrari is secretly suffocating in debt. And this brilliantly illustrates how, behind the curtain, quiet wealth is built on a very simple foundation: delayed gratification, consistency, ownership, and compounding. These are the real core traits of wealth building. It happens entirely behind the scenes while absolutely no one is looking. It's making the choice not to buy the flashy thing today, consistently buying ownership and assets instead, and just letting compound interest do all its heavy lifting over the years. Moving on to Section 4. The invisible wealth habits. Now that we understand the psychology behind it, let's look at the exact blueprint for escaping this psychological trap of consumerism. It comes down to mastering 4 invisible habits. First, live below your means. I know it sounds so basic, but it is the ultimate defense against our spending biology.
Second, invest consistently, regardless of whether the market is up or down. Third, continually learn high-value skills that will increase your earning potential over time. And fourth, avoid unnecessary debt like the plague. These are the shared, invisible habits of financially successful people.
Let's see how this actually builds across time. Most people, they think about money in terms of months, right? Paying the monthly rent, the monthly car bill, indulging in that short-term emotional spending. But smart financial behavior requires shifting your timeline to years, taking the time to build high-value skills, and ultimately thinking in decades. Thinking in decades is a literal psychological superpower. It allows consistency and compounding to turn those small, quiet habits into massive fortunes over a lifetime.
Now, the next mistake is even more dangerous. Section 5, the money mindset shift.
This is where even the most well-intentioned people often fail when they're trying to fix their finances. They expect an overnight transformation. Wealth is built gradually, not overnight with some magic wand. Look, your biological wiring to spend instantly, those dopamine hits, the intense societal pressure, none of that is your fault. But overcoming it through a gradual, patient change in your daily financial habits is entirely your responsibility. It requires a fundamental mindset shift, moving from being a consumer to becoming an owner.
I want to leave you with this incredibly powerful thought. Money doesn't reward the smartest people. It rewards the people who consistently make better financial decisions. The sooner you truly internalize that wealth is a psychological game rather than an intelligence test, the sooner your future begins to change. So, looking closely at your own financial behaviors today, are your daily decisions slowly building a quiet fortune, or are they just feeding the illusion of flashy wealth? Thank you so much for exploring this explainer with me today, and I'll leave you to think on that.